Hello, my name is Van Potts. Have a question for you. Which one of these two headlines on January 4th, 2024 made front page news? Well, if you guessed the first one drink increases your risk of cancer. You guessed correctly. That was the headline on CBS News on January 4th, 2024, to kick off what is known as Dry January. Now, I want to discuss a little bit about that because I think it's important. I think it's important for two or three reasons. The first one is that I think it's fear mongering. The second one is we have to look at the biases and where these things are coming from. I think that's really important to understand. And number three, I think we need to start thinking about prioritizing things just a little bit. So, what is this? Well, number one, it's fear mongering. I mean, at the end of the day, one glass of wine, one drink of bourbon, one beer, one whatever adult beverage increases your risk of cancer. Well, you know what? One step into or out of your shower increases your risk of falling. One time you sit in an automobile increases your risk of dying from, an automobile crash. I mean, it's fear mongering to say that. It's scaring people unnecessarily, and I completely disagree with it. Now, who's putting this kind of stuff out there? And what are their biases? Well, speaking of biases, let's get mine out of the way. Number one, I sell wine for a living. So of course I'm biased towards wine. But you know what I don't do? I don't sit there and go, well, in my best interest, when they're fear mongering, that's in their best interest, by the way. But I don't sit there and go, as somebody that sells wine, you should drink a bottle of wine every day. You should have a half a bottle of vodka. You should, whatever. I don't do that. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's right either, for the record. Number two, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a research scientist. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm none of those. I am a consolidator of information, and I do study this stuff, and I have a pretty good handle on it and understanding. And one thing that's also really important, I'm able to cut through a lot of the crap. And this is crap. It is crap that they do something like this. Because as I said, it's fear mongering, and there's a lot of different ways to end your life prematurely, shall we say. And having a glass of wine with dinner at night is not one of them. So what are they trying to get done here? Who's doing this? Well, I definitely have some theories, but and they tie in. They're a little bit related. So let's talk about that for just a second. Let's look at the second headline that could have been up there, that, by the way, was definitely not up there. And that is that sugar-sweetened beverages cause a whole host of problems. And the last I checked, and fact check me on this one, everybody, heart disease is the number one killer of people in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, heart disease is number one, cancer is number two. Now, to say that alcohol causes cancer, well, there are some statistics on that, and they range between 3 and 6%, depending on who you ask and what model you're looking at. They're observational only. They don't have a way to study this, and that's a really important thing to understand the difference between the different studies. So observational is at best an educated guess. And I'm not saying it's an uneducated guess, but it's at best an educated guess. So 6% of all cancer deaths have something to do with alcohol. That's the high side, between 3 and 6%. Well, one drink increasing your risk of cancer is definitely fear-mongering. So who's putting this out there? Well, again, going back to that second thing, sugar-sweetened beverages. If sugar-sweetened beverages were causing that many problems, do they want to be under the microscope? And here's my other question. If sugar-sweetened beverages cause that many problems, and it's a lot of problems, and candy bars, and ultra-processed foods, and all the other junk food that's out there, is it possible that they might not want the spotlight on them? Yeah, it's possible. So just, my point is with this particular message, when you're looking at these things, understand that somebody is putting that information out there for a reason. And that information is probably bought and paid for, by the way. I mean, do think about this for 1 second. Think about this. If you're CBS News and Coca-Cola products and Pepsi products and Reese's and Milky Way and Snickers and Doritos are paying for advertising on your network, are they going to be happy with CBS News putting out something about how their products cause major health problems? Let's flip that around for just a second. What about advertising for wine or bourbon? How many advertisements for wine and bourbon do you see? Not many. Now, you do see, especially on football games, you see beer and things like that. But, it's not as prevalent as you see on the candy, the sugary beverages, et cetera, et cetera. So think about it logically. 1 drink, 2 drinks, enjoying alcohol moderately, is it really going to increase your risk of cancer? Now, the newest science is saying that it has absolutely no value. And maybe that's correct. Maybe it has no value. I would argue that on the simple merits that, your mental well-being and your mental state of mind is absolutely part of your health. And I don't know about the rest of you, but when I'm sitting with my family and my friends and my loved ones, and I'm having a little bit of wine with dinner, I'm relaxed, I'm happier, I'm in a better place, and that contributes to my overall health. So to me, saying it has absolutely no value whatsoever is wrong. To wrap this up, because we don't need to talk about this forever, it's really important to understand, number one, what stuff like this is. It's fear-mongering, and it doesn't need to happen. Number two, understand that when people put this out, this kind of information is bought and paid for. It's done for a reason with a purpose. And number three, something, if you're going to prioritize the things that cause problems in your health, these people aren't helping. Because I'm telling you right now, sugary beverages, processed sugar, ultra-processed foods are causing way, 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 way more problems than alcoholic beverages are causing for people who drink moderately. Heavy drinkers, no argument. If you're drinking a bottle of vodka a day, a bottle of bourbon a day, you should probably try to get some help. That's a problem, no question. But these other things, it's crazy that they're doing this. So my name is Van Potts, Preston Lane & Partners. Check us out sometime and be good out there and enjoy yourself and enjoy your life, because there is value for the health of your well-being by enjoying yourself. Thanks and have a good day.